Yo, yo, what's good, everybody? De Las Rosas over here. We are here with Ozzy. We're gonna talk a little bit about Upstyle dances. Apart from that, we're gonna hear a little bit of his history and see how this goes down. All right?
Ain't nothing like the old
What more
school.
can I say? I wouldn't be here today if the old school.
I remember Mr. Magic Flash, Grandmaster Cass, LL raising hell, but I didn't last. Every D and Rock Kim was the shit to me. I flipped to see a Dougie Fresh show with Ricky D and Red Alert was putting in work.
So, Ozzy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Cool. Well, thanks for having me, Daniel. Just like you said, my name's Ozzy Dris. I rep the BreakCops, Soul Steppers, Rock Lords, and kind of a collaboration of different dancers from all over the world called Circle Theory. So I've been dancing all in all with these 3 different styles I do for about 17 years now. So it's definitely been a while. But originally from San Francisco, California / Daly City, California, and then I moved there to Minnesota and when I was around 10 or 11, and from there, that's when I started dancing.
Sick. Did you start dancing here in Minnesota? Or?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
well, it was more like I was introduced to it back in the Bay Area, but I didn't really fully get into it until I moved here.
Oh, okay. And what specifically in Minnesota got you more into dancing?
So when I was in middle school, I was in the 6th or 7th grade.
Okay.
I met this guy named Gui, and he also goes by Marshall.
All right.
And he first kind of got me involved in breaking, and then from there I met a guy named Johnny Craze, who's also part of my crew, BreakCops, and from there it just kicked off. So it was more so like the excitement behind it. I mean, I used to skate before I started fully dancing. I skateboarded. And then as silly as it sounds, I realized that I was getting hurt twice as much, but also I wasn't getting any girls either. Doing it. So I figured I should do something that won't really hurt me twice as much, and that'll introduce me to females because females love dancers.
Hey, trust me, I understand that.
Yeah, as silly as it is.
Well, actually, getting into that quick topic, just real quick, I've noticed that that's actually a lot of the reason why we actually start dancing. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, meet a girl here and there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like it's pretty much the first reason, but then it becomes bigger than that.
Exactly.
A lot bigger than that. Like as you keep going throughout the years.
Yeah, well, I think that's kind of just like when you're first starting, you kind of start off with this innocence, right? Of like, oh, I'm just dancing because of this and this and this, and then as the years go by, you're like, I'm in love with this.
Yeah.
I feel the vibrations and I feel the tones and I feel everything, and it makes me happy. It puts me in this Zen mode, right?
Yeah.
Right. So with that, we can get into our topic for the day. So Upstyle, how would you define or explain Upstyle dancing?
Yeah, so upstyles would mean like a lot of all the dance styles that are mainly done up top. So it could be funk styles, it could be which involves like locking, popping, and animation, whatever the case may be, and then also house, which does involve a lot of floor work, but for the most part, if you're going to get introduced to it, you start with what's called the jack, which is what you're doing up style, standing up rather than being on the floor. And then rocking, which rocking is actually the first urban, I wouldn't say urban, but the first street dance to ever come out, and it was basically the introduction to what hip hop dance would eventually become, and it comes straight from Brooklyn, New York. But that's pretty much what I would say where Upstyles falls into place.
Okay, and for yourself personally, how would you compare up rocking, top rocking, and house dancing? Just 3 general ones.
Well, comparing them, it's not too much different. I would say the main difference is that you're doing it to different music. So with top rocking, you're mainly doing it to breaks. And actually top rocking alone, in my personal opinion, isn't necessarily a separation, its own identity. It's actually a part of breaking. It's the beginning. It's the go off of breaking, or it's the beginning of the go off. But rocking alone, and rocking is done to 70s acid rock, funk, all the good stuff that we all like James Brown and stuff like that. And then a house is obviously done to house music. So that's the main difference. The steps are pretty similar. I would say like they all come from different types of backgrounds, whether it be African, tap, whatever the case may be, jazz. But they're not too much different. Maybe the flow.
Okay. And is there anything that you would recommend any of the younger generation kids or anybody that's newer into these particular styles that they can do, or something that they can influence themselves with these particular moves? Because personally for myself, when I first started, I was really, really bad at top rocking. Like, it was horrible, right? And I can only speak for myself, right? So in breaking, it wasn't until I found my own personal groove that I realized that I was overthinking it. How can somebody newer go about that, or how would you explain that?
So I would listen to the music first and foremost, and take your time. One thing, I judge a lot of competitions nowadays, mainly open style competitions. But one advice that I give to everyone, especially if they're dancing up top, is to take your time. Listen to the music, feel the beat, dissect the beat, which sounds kind of dorky, but that's just what I do, is I dissect the beat, and that's just like literally listening to every single part when you have that time, and then go with the flow.
So by dissecting, I'm assuming you mean getting into the pockets of the timings and everything else.
The timings, the instruments that are being played in the song, whether it be, and even the lyrics, and even then, like, to get even crazier, the DJ itself. Like, if you listen to the DJ and you listen to how the DJ scratches and where they start to blend and mix and everything like that, if you catch their patterns, you already know when they're about to switch onto the different track. But again, like, the main point is to listen to music.
Of course.
So when I first started getting really into like the upstyle part of breaking, which is tops, my crewmate and early mentor Los Boogie, like, he's the one that actually taught me how to dance up top, like gave me the proper way of doing tops, which was to first step on the snare, like stay on beat, step on the snare. But not just that, he also gave me a wide variety of music to listen to. So I was one of those kids that would literally listen to breaks every single day. And honestly, like, as crazy as it is, and as much as the scene kind of goes against it, specifically the breaking scene, I think it helps if you're trying to pick up musicality, is to listen to the breaks. Like, literally just sit down and listen. Because then you grow a love for them, appreciation for them, and now it's like now it's just second nature when the song hits. When the song comes on, it's like bam, right away.
Of course. And with that being said, is there anything else that you'd like to say to any of our viewers?
Travel. Yes. Travel as much as you can. Save up money. Do whatever it takes, but travel. Don't stay stagnant in one scene, because you are not going to grow, and I promise you that. You may think you're growing, you may look like you're growing, but deep down inside, you walk out into the scene, you will get your ass smoked. You walk outside the scene, you'll get your ass smoked. Put it this way, it's the saying goes, you're a big fish in a small pond.
Yes.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. So travel, get smoked, learn, and grow from it.
Yes.
So that's my main deal. And the beautiful thing is that our scene here in Minnesota is doing exactly that. Because they realize that, man, I'm tired of winning, or I'm tired of losing, or I'm just tired of dancing here. I want to go somewhere else.
Yes. And with that, I've actually started noticing a lot of the younger generation doing that a lot more, or at least trying to do that a lot more.
With that,
I think that's it.
Cool.
Yeah? Hey,
sweet.
Thank you so much for
man.
being here.
Thank you.
And hey, you guys,